parents. How did the system fail your child? When my son Jake was in second grade, his teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez, kept calling me about his behavior. She said he couldn't sit still, wouldn't follow directions, and was disrupting the class. Every week, I'd get another phone call about how Jake was being defiant or not paying attention. I thought he was just being a typical boy. My husband always said boys mature slower, and Jake was always full of energy at home. He'd bounce off the walls after school, but I figured that was normal for a 7-year-old. The school suggested we take away his recess as punishment. They made him sit in the principal's office instead of playing outside. When that didn't work, they started sending him home early. I had to leave work 3 times that month to pick him up. Mrs. Rodriguez kept saying Jake needed to learn self-control. She'd make him write, "I will listen in class" 50 times when he got distracted. She moved his desk away from the other kids so he wouldn't bother them. Jake started coming home asking why he was bad all the time. The worst part was parent-teacher conferences. Mrs. Rodriguez showed me a chart of all the times Jake got in trouble. Red marks covered the whole paper. She said maybe we weren't disciplining him enough at home. I felt like such a failure as a mom. At home, Jake seemed fine. He could focus on Legos for hours, building these amazing spaceships. He'd tell me detailed stories about his creations. He was sweet and helpful, always wanting to cook dinner with me or help fold laundry. But school was a nightmare. By 3rd grade, Jake was convinced he was stupid. He'd cry every morning, begging not to go. His new teacher, Mr. Patterson, was even worse. He'd make Jake stand in the corner when he fidgeted. He called Jake's behavior attention-seeking and said I was probably too soft on him. The breaking point came when Jake wet himself in class because Mr. Patterson wouldn't let him use the bathroom. Jake had raised his hand 3 times, but the teacher said he was just trying to get out of work. When Jake couldn't hold it anymore, the other kids laughed. He came home devastated. That night, my sister visited and watched Jake doing homework. She's a nurse and noticed how hard he was trying to concentrate. She said, "Has anyone ever tested him for ADHD? I didn't even know what that meant." I took Jake to our family doctor, who referred us to a specialist. After 2 appointments and some simple tests, the doctor said Jake had classic ADHD. His brain worked differently, but he wasn't bad or broken. The doctor explained that Jake's fidgeting helped him focus. Taking away recess made everything worse because he needed that movement. Sitting in corners was torture for his brain. All those punishments were actually making his symptoms worse. When I brought the diagnosis back to school, Mrs. Rodriguez rolled her eyes. She said every parent thinks their kid has ADHD now. She refused to make any changes to help Jake. The principal backed her up, saying they couldn't give special treatment to every child. I had to fight for months to get Jake the help he needed. I learned about IEP meetings and accommodations. I brought advocates and demanded Jake get movement breaks and extra time for tests. The school acted like I was asking for the impossible. Jake's now in middle school with proper support. He gets to stand at a special desk when he needs to move. He has fidget tools that help him concentrate. His teachers understand that his brain just works differently.